Forrest. Oh, let me find him here.
There we are.
There he is. Good morning.
Morning.
If you've got a question for him, go ahead and use the raise hand tool. And we'll start off first with Corey Bossamer. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Coach.
Afternoon.
Louisville has 5 players averaging double figures scoring offensively. How do you guys plan to stop them defensively?
Well, we ain't gonna stop them. Maybe we'll slow them down.
Right.
I think first of all, Louisville did an unbelievable job hiring Pat Kelsey. A lot of times in my life, in my profession, during my time, people
Yeah.
hire people, and you're kind of like, well, that doesn't really make a lot of sense. That one made sense. And great communicator, great energy, great recruiter, outstanding coach. He's put together, you know, a really good team that's connected. You could tell they have great togetherness on both sides of the court. And like you said, Chucky Hepburn's playing at a really high level. His assist turnover ratio is off the charts. Smith is one of the best 3-point shooters in the country. Moves without the ball, screens, gets it off quick. Adley, great player. Edwards, and I think Scott's kind of coming into his own. So you're not going to take it all away. We are who we are. We're a pretty solid defensive team. And so we'll probably tweak maybe one or two things, but I don't think that change the whole game plan just to play, one team. And so we'll get it figured out here in the next, we had a little walkthrough yesterday. We'll get it figured out today and get ready to play tomorrow.
One quick follow-up. What do you think of the environment that the Yum Center is going to bring, given how Louisville's been playing with the 9-game win streak?
Well, it's going to be off the charts, but it should be. It's Louisville basketball. Um, that's the way, I grew up watching Louisville, at least in, that one at that point in Freedom Hall was passionate fan base, historical basketball program. It's going to be like it was here. We've had 2 straight sellouts over the week, against Carolina and Duke. It was a hard place to come in and play here at Wake, and it'll be the same thing there, and it should be that way. I think it's one of the best, if not the best, uh, camp college arenas in the country. It's a fabulous place, and so look forward to the challenge.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Go next to Cam Lemons. Go ahead, Cam.
Afternoon, Steve. Last week you said Omaha was going to be out for about 7 to 10 days. Do you have an update on him and what, he might be able to bring this week, if not on Tuesday?
He won't play probably tomorrow. Very doubtful.
Next up is Connor O'Neill.
Steve, the analytics say this is the best defensive team you've had at Wake. I don't know if you would agree with that or not based on your facial reactions. If you would, or if you could explain why the analytics say it, what defensive buy-in has there been in with this team that is maybe better than it was for the last 3 or 4 years?
Well, I think we're a little bit tougher, mentally, physically. We have bigger guards, even though Ty's a little bit smaller, but Ty's a really tough guy. He sticks his nose in there. He likes to play defense, and so I think with this team too, we've been able to go back to the ways that I've always wanted to defend by hedging and ball screens and warring handoffs and not playing drop, not going under. We may change scouting report a little bit, Connor, once in a while. We pretty much are who we are. I think the one thing that we're not good at is rebounding, and it's just something that it's keeping us from being like elite defensive team. Just giving up these extra possessions, but and we're a little older. Cameron Hilder's a 4-year guy. He's extremely physical and tough. Hunter's 6'5". He's athletic. Spillers can move his feet, block shots. Epton's the anchor. Those guys, Juke comes in, he's 6'7". playing on the wing, so those guys have all, done a pretty good job defensively, and that's what's kept us in games most of the year.
Thanks, Steve.
David Teal.
Steve, you mentioned that some coaching hires just make sense when you hear about them. What specifically about Patton? I mean, obviously you know him and have competed against him.
Yeah.
What was the fit there with Louisville where you thought, this is gonna work?
Well, I think Louisville needed some hope. They needed a spark, and he's all of that and more. And I knew he would come in there and have great enthusiasm. He would get involved in the community and the student. He would get involved in the on campus. He would work hard in recruiting. He could already know he can coach, and he had all this behind him and this great tradition and all these fans that were dying to win. And so it was the right guy at the right time. And it doesn't always go that way. I'll give you an example. Many years ago, I was on the bus at the Final Four with Mike DeCourcy, and I was at Tennessee, and we were riding a bus and announced that Coach Calipari was going from Memphis to Kentucky. I said, well, that makes sense. Okay. Look out. And I felt that way when they hired Pat. I thought, okay, that makes sense. That program will get woke up real quick. And obviously it has.
Was Saturday the rock fight you anticipated it being?
Yeah, we needed it to be that way. We couldn't have it be in the 80, 90s like it has been in the past. I thought we did a good job guarding Cooper Flagg, and he had 24. He's just that good. And really, really impressed with him, his makeup and the way he handles himself on the court. Just a really great player. But we needed it to be that way. And, we had a 6-point lead with 8 to go. We had a chance to take it up to 8 or 9, and we didn't get it done. And then, they came down and got an offensive rebound, kick out for Flagg for 2. They went to zone. We shot an air ball. There was a timeout, media, so we had a chance to reorganize. Came down, and they just kept scoring, and we weren't, and we made a shot against the zone. It wasn't a good shot. We just weren't very effective against the zone. He did it. John jumped in it a year ago, and we made one pass to the middle, kicked it out to Cameron for 3, and then he was out of it. And so kudos to them. And but yeah, it needed to be that way for us to have a chance to win the game, and we put ourselves in position to do that.
Go next to Brooks Holton.
Hey, Steve. This is the first game back at the Yum Center for Tyler since he transferred to Louisville. I'm just wondering, he started the past 7 games for you all. What have you seen from him during this stretch, and just in terms of his growth? I mean, you obviously got a chance to play against him last year there at Wake Forest, but could you just speak on his growth, this year as a sophomore?
He really didn't play a lot against us last year, even though I watched a lot of film coming up into the game. I was impressed with his speed and quickness, and that's probably the biggest reason why I recruited him, but not because of the way he played against us, because I don't really think he played much in our game. I got a lot of respect for Ty because he's changed, and a lot of guys are resist change. I didn't play him a lot early because he was not playing the way that I felt like he needed to play to be a point guard for me and for this team. And to his credit, he's evolved, and I don't think it's any big secret. One of the reasons why our team is taken off is because of his play. He had 8 assists and 1 turnover against Duke on Saturday. He's played really hard defensively. He's really given Hunter the opportunity to play off the ball at times, and that's helped him too. And so I'm really proud of him. He's got good parents. They're in my corner. They're in his corner. And, it was just one of those deals where, I told him, I have the hardest head in the room. Don't fight me. Just give in and have fun playing. And he has, and he's really helped he's really helped our team, and I'm proud of him for that.
Thank you.
Steve, thank you. Appreciate it. We'll see you next week.
Thanks.
All right.